Welcome to PostGrid tutorial, where we'll guide you through the essential features of our platform.
Hello everyone! In today's tutorial, we'll cover how to get started with PostGrid, including setting up the accounts, covering details you must know before creating your first order, and going over some of the dashboard features. So let's begin by setting up the account. On PostGrid's website, select the Sign Up option. Then, select the Print and Mail API option. Here, you'll need to enter some personal information to set up the accounts, including your name and email. After filling in the required information, click the Sign Up button. You should then check your email inbox because you'll receive an email requesting to verify the accounts. And after you follow the instructions on the email to complete the setup, you can sign into PostGrid's Print and Mail dashboard. Each user in the organization will have access to two API keys, the test key and the live key. These keys are used to make API calls to the system, and to access them, all you have to do is select the Settings tab on the left side menu. Let's talk about the differences between test and live mode. When you create orders on test mode, they're not sent out. This way, you can create test orders to ensure everything looks as it should and make any changes if necessary. When using the test API key, all API calls are executed in a separate sandbox environment. That means that any actions or data stored in test mode will not transfer or affect the live environment in any way, and vice versa. To swap in and out of live mode on the dashboard, you can toggle the switch found on the left side. When the switch appears gray like this, you know that you are in test mode, and you can use the dashboard without worrying about sending out actual mail. When you are ready to create live orders, all you have to do is toggle the switch and repeat the same process to create live orders. If you're using the API key, you can follow a similar process and use your live API key when you're ready to create live orders. Now let's talk about address strictness. When you create an order, PostGrid verifies the mailing addresses to ensure that your mail reaches the correct audience and to reduce the chances of mail returns. To check your address strictness settings, go to the Settings page and select the appropriate option. If you select Verified, we'll send mailings only to the recipient addresses that have a match on an address database. If you select Corrected, we'll send mailings both to verified addresses and addresses that have an approximate match in the database. These addresses will be corrected to meet the required standards of the respective carrier. If you select Failed, we'll send mailings to all recipient addresses, including the ones with a failed verification status. Use this with caution because there is no guarantee that addresses with a failed status are deliverable addresses. Remember that the address strictness settings apply both to sender and recipient addresses, and only live orders are verified. To access the live mode, you'll need to set up a payment method on your account. Don't worry, as you won't get charged during the setup. To do that, you can select the Payments tab on the left side menu. On this page, click the Add Mailings Payment Method and fill in the required information. It's possible to either add a card as a payment method or a US bank account if available. If you're paying through ACH, please send an email to customersuccess@postgrid.com to inform the customer success team, and they can enable live mode on your account. You can also invite other users to join your PostGrid account. And to do that, you just need to scroll down here on the left side menu and click the Users option on the Settings section. You can then click on Invite User. Keep in mind that inviting users is a feature available only for subscribed clients, so if this feature is not available for you, contact PostGrid support. All users on the same organization will share the same API keys and payment method. To invite a user to join your organization, enter their name and email. You'll also need to select from the 6 different user roles to assign to the new user, so let's have a look at them. The admin role is for users who require full access, as admins can view and manage all resources. This role is selected by default, so if you don't want to assign this permission, make sure to unselect this. The billing admin role is for users who need to add and view payment information, and they only have access to the billing section on the dashboard. The designer role is for users who need to create and manage templates, so they only have access to the templates page under the resources section. The developer role is for people who need to integrate with PostGrid, and they can access all sections on the dashboard except for billing. The live role gives live access to a user, but keep in mind that this is not a standalone role. If I select this, for example, I need to select an additional role to grant live access to that user. The sender role is for people who need to create and send mailings, and they have access to all sections of the dashboard except for billing. For this example, I already selected the live role, and I'll also select the developer role and click Invite. An email will be sent to the user that I invited, and they will receive instructions to create an account and access the dashboard. Thank you for joining us for this tutorial. I hope this helps you to make the most of our platform. And don't hesitate to send an email to support@postgrid.com if you have any more questions.